Hey, Marking here. Here's a story from the awful NPR. I would say NPR does have some real professional writers, right? This person just scanning through, she isn't very good. I'm just looking at the way she writes her structures. What you find is like usually like a woman, especially when they're untrained. I don't know her background, right? So I don't want to say too much about her background. But when you see untrained journalists, they usually write in big blocks, kind of like these have some really big blocks here, right? In general, you want to keep it for like 25, 30 words at most. This one looks a bit wordy, right? Just off a glance, right? So anyway, this is really about the article. Vehicle tax rise again. I think they okay. So what they're doing here is trying to gaslight history, right? They want other publications to pick it up, and they're gonna start writing the exact same way. So if people in cars are getting attacked by these black and white Antifa mobs, the Black Lives Matter people floored because they're scared. The people getting attacked are the bad guys, according to NPR. Okay, let's just read a little bit. Let's see. Editor knows that yes, the previous version protest is being struck. It does not appear to be an example. Okay, so I'm not sure if they changed the headline or not, right? But anyway, they were using a different picture. They changed it unfortunately, so I can't. No, let me see if I can find it. Right. NPR vehicle attack. Let's see if NPR can find the original NPR picture. Nah, let's see images. Let's see. This was the original image right here, right? This is the one right here. These people were attacking people in this car. And right here, you see the NPR right here. Right-wing extremists are turning cars into weapons, okay? This is evil propaganda, these are lies. Okay, this is okay, so what really happens is people tend never to click into the articles, right? They tend to headline read, so the headline could deceive. And then, like, okay, there's something called a nut graph, right? The most important bits of information is always on the top. That's where to properly write articles, right? And what these companies tend to do, if they tend to quote unquote tell the truth, they'll bury the real nut graph on the bottom, which is dishonest and not the proper way of doing writing articles, right? Essentially, it's poor writing. Anyway, right-wing extremists are turning cars. I haven't seen an example of it yet. Well, these 50 vehicles ramming incidents. Okay, when people attack your car, you become scared. You have kids. You tend to you drive off. It'll be smart. Now, I've been in instances where somebody wants to ask me a question, I stop, and because I'm naive, and they want to ask me for money. Okay, I thought probably they want to ask for directions. Okay, so I'm willing to help. Right, that's the thing. People are good, especially if they're on the right. Okay, I'm just saying they're usually better than people on the left. Right, they tend to be family people who believe in God, people who believe in actual justice, not social justice. Okay, and like what happens to me, like when I teach sometimes, right? And you get surrounded by so many people, right? Your mind gets into your testosterone kicks in, then you've developed this tunnel vision, and then everything moves at a slower speed. Okay, this happens when people are under pressure, like probably here. I'm just giving an example relating to what my experiences are when you're surrounded by people, and the people are antagonizing you. Okay, you develop a tunnel vision. Everything moves slower. Okay, you tend to be. It's hard to explain. People have to be in that mode to understand what takes place. Okay? When a cop gets in a fight, he gets this exact same thing. The testosterone kicks in, the television kicked in, and your abilities heighten. Okay? Okay? I'm not trying to defend people in the cars because I'll never defend the extremist, the Islamist extremist. Okay? But for the examples I've seen recently, the people in the cars, they're being attacked by these a-hole protesters, these a-hole rioters, these Marxists. these evil people, right? And then you see articles by other Marxists from other Marxist companies, publications such as NPR, right? Other drubbery, nonsense, and lies, outright lies. Okay, they're poor journalists. They're activists pretend to be journalists. This is real a little bit. At least 18 are categorized as deliberate attacks. Another 2 dozen are unclear as the motivation, probably Muslims. Friday by R.V. Wheel, a terrorist researcher, okay, a university social justice researcher. Wheel has tracked vehicle ramming attacks, or VRAs, since protests began. The 20 people facing prosecution for the ramming include a leader of the Virginia KKK, as well as California man was charged of attempted murder by antagonizing protesters and then driving into them, striking a teenage girl. Video footage of some attacks show drivers yelling, threatening. Okay, alright. Who threatens who? Again, we live in this world, right, where violence isn't violence, but words are violence. This is ridiculous, right? So, like, if it's a threat, it's very different, right? Than you technically you're not allowed to threaten people if this article is telling the truth, but it's not, because let's be honest, it's NPR. If somebody attacks you with violence and you say words to them, what's worse? Okay. The message they're trying to send us is you need to get out of the street, absolutely, and stop these protests, absolutely, Wheel said. They're trying to intimidate the most recent wave of communist protesters, no, pro-communist protesters, to stop their movement, stop their violence, he means, okay? Again, sometimes you have to correct these articles, right? I'll just read this end. The last rash of vehicle rammings occurred in 2015-2016 when the run them over meme was popularized in the far right circles. I've never seen this. Right? I always wonder, like, what's the far right circles? I wish you'll give actual, like, examples of it. What's considered a far right circle? Oh, here we go. The most recent profile attack, Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. A white supremacist. I don't know how you know it's a white supremacist. Crowd killing a 32-year-old Heather. I think a mom said the woman died of some type of heart attack. Some nonsense. Wounding dozens of others. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we see where this article is going, right? They have to look at 2015, 2016, 2017 to show examples of today's rhetoric, where the example they used, the original example, was this. This guy was literally being surrounded. Some of these people had weapons. The guy floors in the takeoff. It's a way to alter history. You see this a lot, especially in liberal publications, because all the violence are coming from the left, are coming from the Black Lives Matter people, coming from the Antifa types, okay? What I'm concerned about, eventually the right will react, and it's dangerous, because from what the rumors I've heard, the FBI is looking to pin things on right-wingers. Okay? Those are just the rumors I've heard. Okay? Don't fall for the honeypot. Don't fall for the trap. And I hate to say it, right now, I can't believe I'm saying this. You cannot defend yourself right now if you're in the right. Okay? You have to let things play out. Make sure at the polls you vote. Okay? Vote for Trump. Never vote for the liberal. Never vote for the leftists. They want to bring communism. Reject it all. Okay? Win, they riot. Lose, they riot. Okay? We want them to lose, and we want the right to win. Okay? Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Bye. Man, this is terrible writing.